The forecast in Utah is a bit fishy. Conor Knighton explains.
Misty mountain mornings in northern Utah are sublime. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, but the far-off hum of a propeller can signal a shift in the forecast. Because in Utah, that sound might mean it's about to start raining fish. Every year, hundreds of remote lakes in the Uinta Mountains get an infusion of fresh fish straight from the sky.
There's nothing that teaches you how to do this.
You don't learn fish dropping in flight school, no?
No.
Pilot Craig Hunt flies a small Cessna stuffed to the gills with thousands of tiny passengers. His job is to get them all to their final destinations, even if there's a floating human in the way.
When the lake's really narrow, I have no choice, and I drop the fish, and I have hit people with the fish.
Do they think it's the end of the world?
No, they think it's pretty cool. It's usually people that are out there fishing.
Putting fish into lakes just so people can take them out of lakes is a strange thing our species does. It happens all across the country. But the terrain in northern Utah presents some special challenges.
Up here in the Uintas, there's 650 lakes that we have fish in, and only a fraction of those that we can access with a vehicle.
Ted Hallows is a hatchery supervisor for the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources. This is where the journey begins for the fish that are stocked in alpine lakes. More than 1 million a year raised at this facility, in trays and tubs and tanks.
And it doesn't take long for them to figure it out.
Lakes near the road can be stocked with a truck. For all the rest, an airplane is actually the easy option.
You know, in the olden days, before 1956, they used to take pack horses with milk cans, and they used to take them all summer to do like 30 or 40 lakes. We can do 50 or 60 lakes in a morning.
It's a process that begins early in the morning, just as the sun is coming up. Hallows and his team measure out loads of trout into specially designed compartments. A set of switches up front controls the drops. The plane can hold around 14,000 fish total. As soon as it's full, it takes off into the mountains, and then the process repeats all morning long.
We're getting 1,200 fish, 10.4 pounds.
Each lake receives a specific allotment of fish.
You don't want to put too many in, because then you're overpopulated and they wouldn't be able to survive. And if you put too few in, then the fishing could fish them out.
These young fish won't be caught for years. Thanks to their small size, they can easily survive the splashdown. Once they're all grown up, they'll look more like this.
I'm happy with that. Thing is fat.
So fun.
Getting out to these fish could be just as challenging as catching them. Anglers hike miles into the backcountry.
So what's the furthest you've ever hiked in for a lake?
Oh, sometimes 8 or 9 miles. It should be good.
Hallows and his son Hunter have been fishing together in the mountains ever since Hunter was a boy. During the pandemic, families have flocked to Utah's lakes. The state recently broke its all-time record for fishing license sales. For Hallows, those numbers represent an opportunity to get a new generation hooked. The way he sees it, he's helping stockpile memories.
It's a pretty scenery. It's unbelievable. But if you can take your kid in there and catch trout, that kid will remember that for the rest of his life. We're creating memories for families and kids that they'll never forget.
Yeah, that's a pretty one.